What's up, you guys? Welcome to the May 3rd edition of NBA 3-Ball presented by Established to Run. I'm your host, Mike Gallagher. Getting ready to talk some Sunday action, a little bit of news for Monday, and what is hopefully a championship week for you in fantasy. And let's start with the news, starting with the most ridiculous injury report, perhaps of the season here. Hamidou Diallo's questionable, guys. And then Wayne Ellington, Jeremy Grant, Corey Joseph, Rodney Magruder, Jaleel Okafor, Mason Plumlee, Dennis Smith Jr., Devin Kennedy, Michael Carter-Williams, James Ennis, Marco Fultz, Jonathan Isaac, Chuma Okeke, Otto Porter Jr., and Terrence Ross are all out for Pistons Magic. So it's going to be nuts. No center depth. We know Isaiah Stewart's going to play a ton. We'll see Cook behind him. See a lot of Frank Jackson. We know Killian Hayes has a longer leash. Casey said they'll let him kind of play through stuff. We know Sadiq Bey's going to play a ton. With Cook playing as the backup five, that's going to really open up Sekou Doumbouya. So, I mean, there's so much going on here. The Magic had a really great game from Cole Anthony. His touch time is way, way up. Dwayne Bacon, really productive off drive. So those two guys are going to have to carry this offense. Bacon against Dylan Brooks looked pretty good. So, a source of cheap offense here. It's just hilarious injury report. I wanted to just do it this way. Warriors have a massive back-to-back coming up here against the Pelicans. And we have Andrew Wiggins, questionable with a knee injury, back-to-back, probably sits. So Kent Bazemore, without Kelly Oubre, he should play a bunch. We'll probably see a little more Michael Mulder. Juan Toscano-Anderson has really stepped it up. We saw the big stock game from him, so expect those three guys to benefit. Also does help Kevon Looney a little bit more because they're going to have to fill those wing minutes with Toscano-Anderson and Draymond at the four more. So Looney should have a pretty decent floor in what's a pretty tough matchup. Let's get to the basketball action, starting with the matinee win for the Bucks. Holy Giannis, 36 shots from the field, 48.8 usage rate is the highest usage rate he's had in a game with more than 24 minutes. Just chucked it 36 times. I mean, my God, he was just firing away. But yeah, good for him. Got the win. Middleton also pretty solid. Drew pretty good on both ends. And then that was kind of it. No Bobby Portis for this one. So it was really just those three guys carrying them with little else. Nets do drop this one in Milwaukee. Durant, 42 points on 40 minutes and 33 shots on the field, just totally carried the team. Kyrie really struggled against Drew Holiday. Major props to Drew. Awesome defense from him. We had DeAndre Jordan get the start against the big Bucks front court. No surprise there, as he and Blake Griffin handled most of the center minutes. Nick Claxton is available, but not expected to play for a couple more. Also, Landry Shamet saw 28 minutes. Was really the third banana here. But Bruce Brown not doing anything in his return. But it's obvious just KD and Kyrie, they're just going to dominate for this team. Another road win for the Blazers. Nice little 4-game win streak on this really tough road trip for them. Starters, man, they are playing defense. They have a 102.1 defensive rating in their 237 minutes together. That's a pretty nice volume. They've been pretty good. Dame's back. CJ's really comfortable. Norm Powell, real nice mixture of transition. Much better defense after Ja gave him the business back when they were losing games. He's played better. Covington kind of all over the place. Enes Kanter did not have it today, and they still won. So Scott said that they're going to keep this tight rotation going. 8-man rotation. He said that's going to be the case. He wants to, quote, maximize the minutes of Dame, CJ, and Norm. So you see these upper 30 minutes. They're not going to go away. So these guys are going to be having massive potential every night. Boston, solid game from Jason Tatum again. Got dinged up late, downplayed it, talked to the media. Sounds like he's okay. Kind of friendly fire with him and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown wasn't really putting weight on his foot, was questionable coming into this game. So, yeah, kind of keep an eye on that. Kemba Walker probably missing at least one more, making progress. Hopeful for Wednesday. Sounds like kind of a doubtful to me based on how I read that. Robert Williams does get up to 24 minutes. We know they're going to be kind of careful with him because it took him so long to get his minutes up. But great to see that. Man, Tristan Thompson 1 of 6 in the field is tough. Marcus Smart got ejected. Filled it up a little bit. Evan Fournier finally has a good shooting game as we see the minutes for him coming up. Hopefully he keeps it going. Big win for the Heat against the Hornets. They were able to keep Jimmy minutes down. We know that Spoelstra is going to play them as much as they need. Bam certainly kind of comes through here for the triple-double. Nothing really to say there. Kendrick Nunn, man, just been awesome. They're not missing Oladipo one bit with how he's been playing. Dragic on the injury report, but does play 30 minutes pretty well here. Big win for the Heat. Hornets drop this one. They do lose Cody Martin to an ankle injury, does not return. But man, LaMelo plays both games in a back-to-back. Highlights all over the place. So fun. 30 minutes, back-to-back. You love to see it. Obviously expecting a huge finish to him as he has Rookie of the Year, I think, in the bag, but we'll see how people vote. Also, Malik Monk, 27 minutes. Minutes are going to climb up. We know Borrego's been really tight with this rotation. We know he likes Monk, so expect Monk to trend up, especially with the Martin injury. Graham also was questionable. Didn't play great, so he'll be kind of just okay. LaMelo is going to affect Terry Rozier a little bit. We saw Rozier kind of blow up after LaMelo went down. Kings out here owning the Mavericks. DeLon Wright was just dominating late in this game. Headline is, unfortunately, Tyrese Haliburton gets hurt. His knee, going to get further evaluation. Not great, man. Tough one. Hopefully he's okay. Maybe he can return soon, but not holding my breath. Marvin Bagley was probably the other story besides DeLon Wright late. 10 to 16. Killed it on the glass. 4 offensive boards. Hustled. Looked awesome out there. Yeah, definitely expecting him to have a pretty good finish to the season. Him and Rashawn Holmes kind of handled it in the paint against the Mavs. And Buddy Hield chucking, we know that's going to be the case, especially with Haliburton dinged up. Fox could be back some point this week. His 10 to 14 days will fall somewhere, so probably can't play him in a weekly, but obviously DeLon will have at least really two games, I would say, at minimum, of just feasting. So definitely a DeLon. If you picked him up, you should be feeling great. Mavs do drop this one. Really needed it. Costly loss. Luka Doncic, pretty good game with 30 points. Picked up his 15 techs, so one more, he gets a suspension. But don't forget, Rick Carlisle said they'll just rest him that day, so they're not worried about that. Jalen Brunson kind of cleaned up late. So weak from him. We thought I had a little higher hopes. Dwight Powell, 3 blocks. That was helpful for a lot of people. Rough game for Finney Smith. We know KP's probably missing more time. This is the knee injury he had last summer, so expect him to miss a little bit more time. Easy win for the Knicks in Houston. Headline here, Nerlens Noel rolled his ankle. I thought it was really minor, but walked to the locker room slowly, no limp, got ruled out pretty quick. We'll get further evaluation today. X-rays negative. Assume he's out for the back-to-back, so obviously we know Taj Gibson will be getting all the minutes he can handle, so he would be a streamer at worst, obviously DFS punt play if no Noel. The Randall, what else is new? RJ Barrett also pretty solid. Derrick Rose, awesome game from him. Minutes were pretty high in a back-to-back. We'll see how that affects them. Of course, it's Tibbs. He don't care. Rockets dropped this one. Major news for the front court, sort of, at least fantasy-wise. Christian Wood said he's probably going to miss time for the ankle injury and other injuries he's been dealing with. Not great, so Olynyk will be a straight 5-man, which will open up big minutes for KJ Martin, who really becomes a hot pickup here. Also would expect a little bit of Anthony Lamb. Daquan Jeffries was pretty bad, but yeah, I think KJ Martin is a pretty good pickup with this news. Kevin Porter is certainly chucking. We know that's going to be the case. Jayshawn Tate struggling through injuries. Not his best game, but really active. He's going to have to take on so much of an offensive workload now. 76ers need overtime to beat the DeMar, DeJounte, and Jakob Poeltl Spurs. Crazy game here. Obviously, Embiid kind of handles his business. Ben Simmons tips it in to win it after he started out 1 of 5. Gets that tip in. 1 of 5 from the line as well. So huge shot to finish. Great game from Seth Curry. He really needs to get hot. Doc Rivers says that he's not going to really adjust his rotation as he gets ready for the playoffs. So we'll see kind of this 9-ish, 10-ish man rotation before we start to see George Hill. He actually had said that he wants to play George Hill on the ball more to take some pressure off Shake. So knock Shake upside down just a little bit, but we know he's going to play his starters a pretty good amount here, especially if Curry's shooting it like he can. Yeah, Spurs, great game. Really, a lot of effort from Trey Jones. Got the start, 22 minutes. Didn't really do much with it. DeJounte should be back. Same with DeRozan and Poeltl. Eubanks kind of held his own, picked up 2 quick fouls, stayed away from it. But Gorgie Jang kind of had it going offensively for 17 points from him. In 31 minutes, got the overtime minutes as well. Lonnie Walker really taking a big step forward offensively. Shot it 19 times, did really everything, ran out in transition. I thought he looked pretty good. And then, Keldon chucking a bunch. He's going to get a lot of minutes here. As we know, Derek White's out for the season. Rudy Gay also had a really impactful game. Suns get the win. Nothing really to say that's interesting besides Torrey Craig played pretty well. But OKC, Poku, knee injury, not good. Doesn't look serious, but he's been dealing with this. Probably expect him to miss time here. So that'll be good for, obviously, Baisley. Dort, when he plays, Ty Jerome benefited as well here. Roby will kind of be the backup 4-5. Kenrich Williams was the guy that benefited most today, but don't forget, they dial him back in certain spots to play Gabe Deck. Save the Laker-Raptor game for the solo pod. Talk some fantasy ads to close out. Yeah, DeLon Wright everywhere. Taj Gibson probably everywhere with Noel's healing history. KJ Martin pretty much everywhere. Malik Blanc, pretty solid scoring option. Terrence Davis is a pretty good pickup as well. Anthony Lamb, Deep League, and Aaron E. Smith with the Jaylen Brown stuff. Catch it for the solo pod.